Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to DRSF1 Season 15. It is Round 9, Monaco. Now, actually, before we start, let's just do a couple things. Let's let the peeps know that we're live. The drivers will be taken to the track here for 50% qualifying. So only 11 drivers tonight. As you can see, Easylife's gone into the Nico Rosberg lane. Kind of blocking Sainz as he tries to return to the circuit. I kind of missed all that because I was just moving something about on my phone. Let's have who are you going to follow? Follow Senna. He's probably going to be the first driver to set a lap. Again, a lot of drivers not with us this evening. We're missing Lord Coleman, 50 Gen, Al Newt, Michael JFF, Kessler, King Kong, Dan Morris and Mr. Pickle. I believe we are supposed to have Drs Swanson, but I do not see his name on the grid. Anyway, you see Senna on his first flying lap of the session. Let me find the best. Start on the phone for the time being. There we go. You see, he's all over the curbs. He got, I think I've seen purple in both sectors to this point. Into Anthony Nose to finish the lap. Short run to the line at 1 minute 10.2 for Senna. Where's Jax Daniels? He's always invalidated his first flying lap of the session. Is he going straight into the pits? Yes, he will. So we'll follow Easylife, the teammate of Jax Daniels, as they come through the final sector. It's a little bit deep into Anthony Nose, but kept out the wall. Go fourth, DRS behind them in fifth. Who are we missing on circuit? KD seems to have had a moment on the exit of La Rascasse. You got Sloth, who's apparently set a purple sector going in towards the Hotel Hairpin. Into the tunnel now. It's obviously go on board and get ready for the flash bang on the exit of the tunnel. And then onto the brakes for Nouvelle. Very tidy there. Teammate just ahead of him on the circuit. Smoke it just entering Rascasse. As we come through the PC chicane. Oh, it was a little bit deep on the brakes, but looking pretty good. Probably going to be a decent time for Sloth here. Third place in 11.5, and I did miss Finley going into second with a 1 minute 10.9. Good to see Jax Daniels is back out of the pits as well. Take a look at Frosty, he's onto a lap here. Or is he? Because his batteries. Oh, he's just. Yep, he is. He's on a lap. Purple sector according to the map there. A little bit of the tap of the wall through the chicane. And I can see Swanson has now finally joined us in the session. I believe that is all 12 we're expecting this evening. Frosty goes 7th. Jackson now is just staying out the way of other drivers. Shawnee also on an out lap. Comes Finley to the line. No improvement. Sloth in lap probably. Syme is probably on a lap. Smugget carrying on to do another lap. Let's have him move down for a second. We'll take a look at Jax Daniels as he goes through Santa Fort. Hopefully no heroics this evening. Up Beau Rivage and into Massenet. Looking very tidy so far. Through Casino, down the hill towards Mirabeau Hut. And that's how you say it. I apologise to any French people watching this later. Looks like there was a purple sector for Jax Daniels to start the lap. He's into Mirabeau Bass now. And Portier into the tunnel. Harden the brakes for Nouvelle now. Looking very, very tidy. A little bit of bounce over the curb, but it looks pretty quick anyway. Through to back. A bit of a slight tap on the wall. Still looking good though. I think Shawnee's had a moment at Rascas, so it might force Jax Daniels to back out. Nope, still. Looks like he's still sticking with it. And he goes at 1 minute 9.9. Let's keep an eye on. Did Johnny take any damage? Oh, he's getting out of the way of someone. Oh, he's invalidated his lap. Is anybody actually doing the flying lap right now? Let's see, Smugget with the chrome livery. Just letting Jax Daniels by, and he's come to a complete stop at the start of the tunnel. Let's just trying to get out of the way of some people. We'll take a look at Senna now. We'll move onto him as he starts a flying lap up the hill. There's a corner that's very... I think with the way F1 physics has gone the last few years, it feels a bit awkward at the top of the hill as it goes through, when you go through Massenet and Casino. He's using all the available track to him as he comes between Mirabeau Bass and Portier. Looking like a very, very good and tidy lap from Senna. Oh, is he invalidated just as I say that? Oh, I should just not speak. I should just not speak. That's all. Move to Syme now. Syme coming through the hotel hairpin. Now that hairpin, I believe used to be called Lowe's, as in the hotel chain. I don't know the well, obviously I'm not rich enough to be living in Monaco, so I can... Oh, that was a bit of a moment for Syme going through Louis Chiron chicane. Into the pits, and I'm not surprised when he's taking the entire front wing off. Here comes Finley now onto another flying lap. Oh, using all the track at the top of the hill. Now drops it into the hotel hairpin. Yeah, I'm not rich enough in Monaco to live in Monaco, so I wouldn't say that I know the history of that corner, but I believe it got renamed a couple of years ago. I don't think Lowe's sold the hotel, or if they just thought, no, we can't pay the naming rights for a corner on an F1 circuit, especially one of the most historic ones on the calendar. Finley now is coming towards the end of the lap, using all the track and a little bit of the wall. There's a bit of wing from someone on the side as well. Here he comes to the line. He's improved the time. He's only about just over half a second away from Senna. He's come back to the pits. Swanson just behind him, going up to 4th, which leaves Shawnee P, the only driver without a time at the moment. Now, with how big these cars are getting, qualifying is pretty crucial around this track. It's more important than any other. Well, qualifying's important wherever you go in racing, but it's probably the most important factor for the Monaco circuit these days. Obviously, the cars are basically almost too big, at least the 2022 to 2025 regulation cars were a bit too big. Maybe, who knows if it'll get better with the new 2026 cars. It's something we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, qualifying, because of the difficulty to overtake around the circuit, qualifying well is a must. Even if you don't get the best qualifying, it is almost bound to happen that someone will have an accident. Whether that be they take off their wing, or they hit the little orange wall on the inside of the Nouvelle Chicane. Taking off. Ooh, what a moment for Frosty as he comes through to back. Jack Downs takes the pot wet. Jack Downs goes even quicker now at a 9.714. Frosty probably smartly deciding to abort that attempt. Smart get in 9th place. It looks like he's going to have another attempt in the lap. And he goes up to 4th with an 11.186. Now it seems it's a bit like the story of the season. Jack Daniels in a league of his own at the top there. Pretty much half a second quick. Actually, let's get the actual time gaps up. There we go. 0.567. And that is, I don't want to argue the story of the season. You know, Jack Daniels has utterly dominated this season in DRS. Just while I was recovering from a sneeze, I've noticed Shawnee P's put in the lap now a 13.250. So everyone's now got a time on the board. Now, let me just mess about a bit. Just while let me get the standings ready for sort of standings run down in between qualifying and the race. I think everyone is either setting their final laps now or preparing for them. You can see Senna just ahead of Smudgett here. In fact, let's take a look at Senna. Smudgett's had a moment on the exit. Oh, no, he's coming to the pits, I think. Or has he? No, but he had a moment on the exit vantage nose. Anyway, go back to Senna 17 as he comes down the hill towards Mirabeau. So yellow flag going up the hill. No. And these are probably drivers who are coming out for their final runs. You can see Senna on his final run now into Nouvelle Chicane, looking very tidy there. Actually go on board with the reigning champion as he comes through the little chicanes here. Oh, he is very tight with the limit there as he crossed over the curb through Raskas. Anthony knows now to finish the lap. DRS flap open, full power towards the line. It's he's into the 1 minute 9s. It's nearly 2/10 slower than Jack Daniels, and that'll be Senna's final run. See Finley now. He's invalidated, and I think that's probably session over there. Smudgett also invalidating, but I think he's already done his final lap. Swanson coming up the hill into Casino now. There he goes. Massenet Casino. Staying to the left. I think it's a bit of a preference thing. Some drivers stay to the left, some drivers kind of flick out to towards the inner wall like they do in real life. It was a little bit wide through Mirabeau Boss. Now notice Jack Daniels has come out the pit. Is he trying one final lap? Surely not. I don't think he is. I think the battery lights were recharging there. Anyway, Swanson into the final sector. Again, the DRS is open. It's foot pedal to the metal as he comes to the line, and it's 4th place at 10.933. Anybody else still giving it one last go? Syme. Let's go in. And he aborts that final run. Here comes Frosty, who's our last driver on circuit. Any improvement for the Sauber driver? Up to 6th place with an 11.2. So it seems everyone, if we kind of ignore the top 3 there who are like levels above around the circuit, everyone from about 4th down to Shawnee in 11th seem to be within a relatively decent pace range. I'm hoping we're not going to see a bit of train racing, but I think it's going to be a decent race looking at them gaps. Anyway, at the end of qualifying, Jack Daniels on pole once again. Senna just beside him on the front row. We've got Finley 3rd, Swanson 4th, Smudgett, Frosty, Sloth, DRS Syme, Sainsy and KD Races in the top 10. Shawnee P and Easy Life just outside. and at the back of the grid. Now, while we have a bit of a wait for the drivers to sort themselves out on the grid, we'll take a quick look at championship standings. Now, in the overall Drivers' Championship, Jax Daniels with a 54-point lead at the top from Senna. Now, if it stays as it is, there's potential for Jax Daniels to win this championship a round early. Obviously, it's too early to say whether that will happen, but it's a possibility. Sandra Finley in third, 111 points behind Jax Daniels. It's looking very close in the battle for third. Mr. Pickle about 7 points behind in fourth. Then 16 points behind Finley in fifth is Lord Coleman. So that might be an interesting battle as the season comes to an end. Very quick one. Teams. 15 points separate Alpine and Ferrari. Haas not too far behind. 20 points behind the Alpines. Sauber and McLaren still within touching distance. 43 and 51 points behind Alpine respectively. Let's go to splits real quick. I'll just do them in the order they were posted. Michael JFF now holds an 18-point lead over 50 Gent. That will obviously extend. Actually, no, it won't, because I forgot that Michael and 50 are not racing tonight. So it's easy points for easy life if they finish 24 points behind Michael. I think, well, being the only amateur left in the field tonight, I think as long as they finish, they're going to be 1 point behind Michael. Actually, no, they're going to be 1 point ahead of Michael as long as they finish. Let's get the others up very quickly. In the Pro-Ams, 10 points separate Lord Coleman and Sloth. Obviously, that will change tonight if Sloth finishes the race in the points. Obviously, Coleman absent this evening. Actually, Shawnee will gain points. Maybe Sainsy too, but they will not be within. If they're not in a position. Oh, and KD, I do apologise. They're not. But all three of them not. All three of them not in position to take a championship lead, but they may gain places. I don't know. Actually, maybe not. I haven't got time to do the mental maths. In Extreme, Jax Daniels is 37 points ahead of Senna. Third place Frosty, 79 points behind Jax Daniels. And last but not least, let me get them all up. The Pro Drivers, Central Finley on top of that one by 19 points from Mr. Pickle. Mr. Pickle not joining us this evening, so Finley will almost certainly be have a good lead in the Pro class. Smugget in third place, 32 points behind. He can make a bit of a dent into Pickle's lead on him in the championship. Simon 4, 52 points behind Finley. And Dan Morris and Terry Reds not joining us this evening. I think that's everything rounded up. Just to remind you of last week's results from Circuit of the Americas as the green flags come out for the formation lap. Let's get tyre details up while I do this for almost thing. Mediums all round. Last week's results very quickly. Top three: Jax Daniels, Senna, and Drs Swanson. just as a reminder for you all. So yeah, mediums all around. Just gotta remind you that it is a mandatory 2-stop race this evening. So yeah, it's a mandatory 2-stop race as per the real life rules. For some reason it applies into the 50% rounds, into the 50% races as well. And look at the view at the port right there. As you can see, the cars are cycling through on the formation. Game suggesting medium, hard, or 3-stop. I don't think we'll see a 3-stop unless tyres wear really badly. Or there's a few meetings with Mr. Barry R. He's a good friend of mine, Barry. I haven't really seen him as much as I usually have, but he's always there and lurking. So there we go. All drivers in position now. As the lights come on. The 5 lights. They're out and away they go. And it looks like Jack Daniels is going to have the advantage into turn 1. Finley did have a look at Senna, but not enough overlap to potentially get through. And it may have just given Jack Daniels enough of a breakaway to be safe for a few laps. But I think Senna's regained all the time straight back. Now as they come into the tunnel for the first time this evening. 39 laps ahead of us. This track's about a minute or so in lap time, so I expect this to be about a 45 minute race. And hopefully you stick around for all of it. I think Easy Life's... Let's hope Easy Life's had a bit of a moment, or if he's just playing it safe at the rear of the field. There's a bit of a gap between him and the field. I don't think there's been an incident or if that's just a gameplay strategy. But everyone's safely round the first lap. Now, I can't really use any, like, data from last time we raced here. One, because I don't remember where it is, if I can find it. But also, it was 100% round. It was 100% round. We had a commentator temporarily come in to sweep the race. Looking at our race forecast from the league, I think we're having a nice and clear race, sun throughout. Senna now sets the fastest lap of the race. Let's actually check in on Easy Life. Let's see how they're doing. Being very careful, which is probably a good game plan. Easy to make a mistake around Monaco. You can see Senna hanging it all out as he was coming off the exit of Nouvelle Chicane. This is probably one of the hardest parts about... Ooh, I don't know what happened to Senna. Has Senna lost a piece of his wing? Oh no, it's just a bit of an illusion. Now the shadow made it look like Senna had lost a bit of his car. But I can definitely see his rear end is all over the place. And maybe with Senna having a few traction issues, we can see the gap is extending by Jacques Daniels, although it's come straight back in as they go through Nouvelle Chicane. But the gap was nearly a second ago. And I think they've just about dropped Sancho Finley as well. Oh, it's a big slide for Senna as they come through Massenet. Well held by the season 14 champion. But oh, it must have been a very scary one as Jacques Daniels goes a bit wide through the hotel hairpin. So a couple moments for the leaders of this race. It's never an easy one, no matter who you are. Monaco will find ways to bite you. It just needs you to take the bait, and ooh, Senna just nudging the wall on the exit to back. Needs to kind of rein it in a bit, Senna, you know, he needs just to realise, yeah, it might be a shorter race than last season, but you can't win the race on lap 6, but you can certainly lose it. And I think we have indeed. Yep, poor Finley's just losing the DRS gap, I think. There's a bit of tyre squealing there, I don't know who that was for. But it seems we've just kind of we've kind of reached the average Monaco race kind of situation where no one has DRS on the, well, maybe we'll move down the field a bit because I can see Sloth and Frosty are having a bit of a battle for 6th place. But yeah, we're kind of reaching the point in the race where I think the drivers are kind of spread out enough where pit stops are really going to make the difference. As we move a bit further down, we can see the two Williams are going at it for 10th place. Shawnee currently ahead of his teammate KD Races. Easy life. Enjoying life there in 12th place, 16 seconds behind this group. Honestly, I think it might be a smart strategy if people do crash themselves out. If enough do it, you're getting yourself some decent overall points. As I can see, Smug Gear has now come into the pits. It's fairly early stop onto the hard tyres. Obviously, even if the tyres aren't fully past their limit, I think we're going to see some interesting strategy, obviously with the mandatory 2-stop. Just follow these guys for a little bit, just to... Although I might have to move back up to the now 5th place battle with Frosty and Sloth. This McLaren also in the chrome livery, chasing the special liveried Sauber. Now I can't remember when Sauber used that livery. I've got a feeling, wasn't it Miami? Someone can correct me on this, but I'm sure the special kick livery in this game is from Miami. So I think there's a bit of a tap of the wall from Frosty as they came through Anthony Noakes. It's not been... it's been an alright season for Frosty. After coming so close to the title last season, it's not really been the easiest start. Let me just get the overall things up here. It's currently 7th place, 142 behind... oh no. Sorry, 141 behind Jax Daniels. Yeah, it's just not gone their way this season, which... it's a bit of a shame. I'm trying to look through the old championship results. We seem to not have season 14 now. Yeah, we seem to be missing season 14 results, which is interesting, but oh well. It'll be fine. Oh wait, I know where it'll be. Oh no, they deleted, never mind. I can see a few other... Senna now is pitted from 2nd place. Promotes Swanson, I think. Oh, then when Jax Daniels is out of box, I was trying to see where Jax Daniels has gone. KD also into the pits now. You can see a bit of a train form, and obviously drivers on different points in their strategy. See, Jax Daniels trying to move up the inside of the sign through the tunnel. Didn't work out. Ooh. I would not recommend side by side in the tunnel. Hadjar and Ritomo Miata go away with it in 2024 in F2. But I think now they just about got away with it. Finley came into the pits. I think I saw he got a speeding penalty, which is very unlucky. Because even this, well, how close everyone is, even a 3-second round there is going to wreck you. It's a bit of a moment for Jax Daniels coming through Santa Fe. Hopefully there's no dramas, but You see, it'll be interesting where Sainz takes this now. Is he going to stay out as long as he can? Obviously, he'll have to be careful with the 2 pit stops, but oh, Senna had a look on Jack Daniels into Nouvelle. Wasn't close enough, so he's staying behind for the time being. If anything, with someone who's on a different strategy to you right now, or at least different tire life, surely, if you were Senna, you'd just be like, you know what, let him make the opportunity for me. As Jack Daniels goes round the outside with the DRS, he is through and back to the lead. And now he's probably banking on Sainz. Oh, that was very tight. And that, well, was kind of the point. Oh, Senna's lost the end plate. I don't know if he was doing that or if it's something else. Oh, he's gone deep. And there comes Finley up his inside. It through Mirabeau. Oh no, is that Finley or Sainsy? That's Finley, sorry. Now they were ghosting for each other briefly, so I don't know what's happened there. Sainsy getting a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. It seems looks like he's had a moment coming out the pits. There's not been many overtakes, but we can definitely say it's not had any shortage of drama here at Monaco. You can see here, Senna is being held up by Sainz. It's let Jax look at the lead. The gap is extending by almost half a second at a time. And finally Sainz comes into the pits. There's a yellow flag at the Nouvelle chicane. I don't know who that might be. I think that might be one of the Williams drivers. Shawnee gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting, retires on the circuit and brings out the VSC. It seems he's missing the front wing. I haven't a clue what happened to Shawnee there. What's Jack Daniels doing? Is he a bit ahead on? I think he's a bit ahead on his Delta probably. And now we wait to return to green flag conditions. It's kind of come at a lucky time for Easy Life and Sainsy. Sainsy had the damage, Easy Life was a little bit behind the rest of the field. Gives them an opportunity to take a free pit stop. Not lose as much time as they would under green flag, but they've got to be careful that the race doesn't go green. Oh, there we go, exactly what I was going to say, that the race does not go back to green flag conditions before they leave the pit lane. Easy Life might just get away with it. Sainsy, I don't know. Now Shawnee just messaging into the lead Discord saying his monitor turned off. Finley taking up another time penalty, this time of 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Let's take a look here. I wonder what's... I think Senna's just gonna basically survive until the next set of pit stops. Whether... and maybe assess whether this wing damage is really affecting him. I think it's up to Finley. I know he's just taken a couple penalties, but I think Finley needs to try and do what he can to benefit if Senna needs to get a wing change at the pit stops. Now the gap has come down slightly between Jack Daniels and Senna. I don't know if that's due to the VSC or if it's let's take a little look through the field. I can see the battle with Frosty and Sloth is now, well, it's for 6th place again, but I don't think I've seen these two. I don't think I've seen them go more than a second apart. At least when I've looked at the table. Now I think Senna is actually going quicker than Jack Daniels here. It'd be interesting if he is smug get back into the pits. Probably his last pit stop now because he's done the 2 mandatory. Obviously the rest of the field are still going to have a bit of a my brain's just given up that. The rest of the field do still have one more stop to complete. Let's actually come back up to the lead. Let's see. I'll actually go on board with Senna for a little bit. Just see, is this wing damage really affecting him much? Looks alright through Sandoval. Looks alright through Casino there. This is probably when it's going to hurt him in the slow speed. National is not doing too bad. Might hurt him a little bit in the fast chicanes of Chiron and Piscine at the end of the lap. We shall see, as he's looking to lap Sainsy. To ghost through the Mercedes there. Let me just pull this up real quick. Why is that not working? There we go. Now the gap is about 1.5, 1.7-ish. There's still, well, this will be for Finley behind us, I think, the blue flags. Trying to get through on his teammate Sainsy. Oh, it was a bit of a locker for Jax Daniels into Mirabeau. Now I think with these short stints, obviously due to the 2 stop, it makes me wonder, is maximising the tyres you've got while Like these hard tyres, if you can maximise their life and pace while they're still fresh. And look at that, it's nearly a second again. Which kind of means nothing around Monaco, but it can also mean a lot. I'm going to move back real quick, should I say, to the Frosty and Sloth battle. We'll just keep an eye on them. It's a bit of a moment for Sloth, but still safely through. I think Senna's had DRS on Jack Daniels down the start-finish straight there. Only one activation zone around this circuit, the start-finish straight. Pretty much the only place you can put it, because oh, it was a bit of a moment for Senna coming through Mirabeau. But yeah, I think it's, you know, it's one of those things that we'll actually move back for a second because we can see side by side with Simon Katie races. Smoke gets sneaking through as well. Annie flies past Simon on the brakes. I don't know if Simon let them through, but that was a very... well, we kind of missed the start of that, but I don't know if Simon tried a dive on KD going into Anthony Nose. We'll come back to the top, because look how close Senna is to Jack Daniels. He's almost kissing the diffuser with his front wing. Now we've got about, well, we've got less than 20 laps to go now. Swanson into the pits for his second stop of the race. Oh, this is getting interesting now between the two title contenders. Senna obviously has a long way back, but it's races like this where if anything happens to Jack Daniels, it's all to play for. But he's just got to be careful. Because as easy it is, well, we've seen him have a couple moments in this race, and you know, it's just as easy to throw it away as it is to gain something. And Jack Daniels now dives for the pits. There goes his for his second stop. Now, surely. Oh, Senna's a mo on the exit of Saint-Devote. Does he have more damage now? It doesn't look like. I think he's got about the same level of damage as we last saw. Oh, that must have been very scary for the horse driver there. And it's almost letting Sandra Finley back in. And as soon as I said about Frosty and Sloth basically not leaving each other, no, not being no further than a second apart. Oh no, man, it's just the gap's just dipped into under a second again. I was going to mention how they were over a second, literally not long after I'd said that. Now, oh, as Frosty gets a 3-second time penalty. I think that would be at the Nouveau, looking at his position on the track map. A Nouvelle, should I say. Nouveau was an old bar and restaurant near me. Sloth now into the pit for their second stop. Now Jack Daniels onto the hards. I didn't see... oh, completely missed what tyres he was on before the pit stop. Now I'm thinking this will be where the alternate strategies go their ways. Senna on the hards, he can run a little bit longer and take a later final stop. And we'll probably have the you'll have the softer compound mediums to play with. Whereas Jack Daniels, he's going to have to run a bit longer on these hards. But he can try and bring in the gap. Finley now for his final stop. Jack Daniels just coming around the back of the pit lane. There's a yellow flag at the Lowe's hairpin. I think it might be KD Races. He's away again. Missing both end plates. Not a clue what's happened there. Over the chicane and into the wall. Still running though. I really haven't. Oh, he's into the wall again. I think that'll be a fully red wing. Yes, it is. Tapping the wall through the chicane. Just try and get easy back to the chicane, mate. Up to the pit lane. And there he goes into the pit lane. Let's move back to the top of the field. Senna currently 11.9 at the top of the field. KD is retired in the pit. It's not good. It's going to be a double no score for Williams this evening. Senna into the pit, and I think Jack Daniels is going to have a decent lead. Hey, where's Jack Daniels? He's just past the DRS activation. Launch start finish straight. He's going to be nearly halfway up Beau Rivage by the time Senna's disengaged this pit limiter. There he goes, about 6 seconds. Well, I'll be honest, I thought Senna would run a little bit longer, but I guess he won't. He's onto another set of hards, I've noticed. Let me just make sure real quick. Yeah, medium hard, hard. So I'm going to go with medium hard. Well, what I said earlier about Easy Life, just trying to get around safely, you know, and get some points going in his split. And obviously overall championship points. This is almost perfect for him. Currently running 9th place. And as long as they get through the next few, well, at least the next my mental maths fucking give me a headache. I'll just say next next 15 laps or so, give or take a lap. As long as Easy Life just gets through the remainder of this race, it's going to be major gains for him in the obviously split. Is it amateur split? If I'm right. Time now sets the fastest lap of the race at 12.735. Sainsy onto the softs. I can only assume Sainsy's burned through all the new tyres he's got, except the softs. Now look at the time Senna's gained since the pit stops. He is still missing that piece of end plate. Now I reckon just because obviously there's the element of risk around here in Monaco, Senna's retired at the chicane. I completely missed that. And Frosty's off at Casino. I have no idea what happened just there, but that has flipped things right on its head for in terms of the overall Drivers' Championship. And let me just remember, there's 54-point gap going in, plus a full 25. I'm gonna have to do the maths real quick. 54 plus 25, 79. I think Jack Daniels may have just won the overall championship. As long as he finishes, obviously, but because I don't want to, and I'm going to touch wood, I don't give him the extra pressure to push beyond his limit. But I think that Senna's DNF may have just won Jack Daniels the overall Drivers' Championship. So we will have 3 rounds net left after today. We've got Imola, Miami, and Silverstone normal layout. Assuming we run off the standard FIM F1, why did I say FIM? The FIM's the bike one. The FIA, if we're running off the FIA points for F1, I believe that has just made Jack Daniels the overall Drivers' Champion. I'm probably going to need someone to confirm it. 3 rounds left, 75 points are on offer, unless we give extra points for things I'm not aware of. I don't know. I'm probably going to need to check Twitch chats to see if anyone's said anything about it. No, they have not. We're going to see these two fighting away for second now. Swanson and Finley. Also, we've got to remember, Finley does have a penalty. Let's see how much he's on. Currently 3 seconds. He's obviously served the 10-second pit speed in earlier in his last pit stop. And these two these two will be the closest battle on circuit right now. Smug Gip boxing again onto soft tyres. Okay. Are these tyres not able to last as far as I'm expecting them to? I can say I haven't driven Monaco in a long time. But now we're within the last 10 laps or so. In fact, I think this will be 9 to go this time. Now, This is where if you haven't been locked in the entire race, you need to lock yourself in big time now. This is the one where the fatigue will set in. Concentration is starting to go. You just gotta focus on getting to the end of this race. Just move back here real quick. We'll take a look at Smug getting DRS sign. Oh, Smug having a look. He's using the brand new sauce a little bit to his advantage. Obviously, extra grip over 8 lap medium tyres. But I think we've got to be careful, Aussie Smug Git. As Jack Daniels gets a 3-second time penalty. Not really going to affect much, considering he's 18 seconds ahead of DRS Swanson. As Smug also gets through on DRS sign for 5th place. 8 runners still left in this race. Easy life on that kind of safety mission, up to 7th at the moment. Sainsy not too far behind, but has been on them softs for a good few laps now. And look how close Finley's getting to the back of Swanson now. Now Finley has slightly newer tyres, which may play into his hands in a few laps time when we're getting to the final 5 to go. But we'll take a look at that after. Anyway, Smug now gets a 3-second time penalty. Again, probably won't affect things too much. Syme 4.3 behind. Sainsy back into the pits, probably for another set of softs, my guess. Yes, it will. Sainsy staying out the way of these two as they come through to start another lap. Now this is probably where this generation of F1 car struggles, at least around Monaco. You can follow as much as you can, but you cannot find a way through. Syme gets his 10-second speed penalty. I completely missed it in the race as well, but someone did get a VSC speeding penalty. I didn't catch who it was, but obviously whoever it was has served it since then. I think I was focused on, was it Jack Daniels trying to cut down the time gap or something? I can't remember what I was looking at the time. But anyway, we now have 5 laps to go here at Monaco. I think a lot of people are looking to take the hard tyres to the end. Some are having to go on the soft tyres, but their tyre wear isn't as good as others. Obviously this will be a very important race. Obviously missing a couple of drivers. Yeah, we've got a couple of drivers missing. Obviously got Senna out of this race. If you are joining us a little bit later than it's where you join us for the last 5 laps or so. First of all, where have you been? Am I joking? But obviously, Senna, I didn't see exactly what happened to him, at least we didn't catch it on stream. But my assumption is because it happened at Nouvelle Chicane, I think he's obviously become a victim of the orange pointing out fence. We will probably see it in a moment. Let's actually go to Jack Daniels so I can show you it. You can see the orange fence that's sticking out on the entry. I can understand why it's there. It's there for the marshal's safety. But why is it pointing out so much? So I reckon if it was kind of curved in a little bit, I don't think as many people will be hitting it. Syme taking the fastest lap of the race again at 12.510. Just while I'm on the topic of that, let's look at everyone else's fastest laps. That is an impressive pace, I gotta say. Jack Daniels doing a 12.811. He's only used the mediums and the hards. Obviously, Syme is only about 0.3 quicker. So that is an insane pace that Jack Daniels is putting in the lead of this race. And I reckon if he'd have had the pit stop gap to do it, he would be coming in and getting the softs on and doing a fastest lap run. Sainsy back into the pits, another set of new softs onto that Mercedes. Smugget also onto another set of soft tyres. Now, Syme also back into the pits. He's probably going to get lapped here by Jack Daniels. Ooh, it was a bit of a moment there. Steady on, son. He's only got 2 laps to go. Now I'm going to wait confirmation from the Discord before I say anything about the overall championship. Oh, Jack Daniels! Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. There was no need to give me a heart attack like that. Having a little moment into the hotel hairpin. Oh my! I wish I had the camera on me now, because you would literally have seen probably my soul begin to escape my body when that happened. Trying to recover from me. And obviously for Jack Daniels, he's going to start the final lap right there. One final lap around the Monaco circuit here. And it's pretty much a clear track for the Alpine. I'll keep Oh. Actually, we'll change camera just for a second while we keep an eye on Swanson and Finlay. These two still going at it. We're going to move back to the race leader, Jack Daniels, as he comes around Rascast, drifting a little bit on the exit. Through Anthony Noakes. At the end of 39 laps here at Monaco, he comes to a bit of a stop. A couple donuts maybe to celebrate. Let Sainsy go through and... not Sainsy, Easy Life. Oh, he's got to be careful! Swanson has just stolen the win from Jack Daniels on the line. Well, that changes the story entirely. I can only assume Jack Daniels thinking, oh yeah, I've won this race, I'm going to do donuts and celebrate my potential Drivers' Championship. Probably did one too many. Oh well. I guess we're not going to see a coronation today. And Easy Life has kind of, well, done what he needed to do. He's safely through this race in 7th place. Well, it's very rarely I'm actually speechless at an end of a race. I genuinely don't know what happened there. Obviously a little bit of a miscalculation by Jack Daniels, thinking he had more time than he actually did to do donuts and whatever on the start-finish straight. So, well, I was a bit... well, I underestimated the race time. I said about 40 minutes at the earlier, but it's actually ended up being about 50. Well, at the end of all that drama, Swanson has stolen the win at the line from Jack Daniels. Oh, and if he didn't have the 3-second penalty, he would have kept it as well. Oh, so unfortunate. Central Finley in 3rd, the Sloth 4th, Smudgett 5th, DRS Syme in 6th, Easy Life 7th, Sainsy 8th. Those are your finishers. Senna, Frosty, Katie Racers and Shawnee P all retiring. And it seems I was... they're all absolutely clowning Jack Daniels on Discord right now, because as he said, thought some donuts for the championship were necessary, but now he's got to wait for next week. Oh, that is... oh. I can't believe it. Oh, I've never seen... To quote Wayne Mardle, the darts commentator, I have never seen the like. I can't spake. I can't spake. well, while I try and find the words to describe that finale to the race, I'm going to bid you farewell. Thank you for watching, as usual. Oh, I've something to my bloody wall as well, like an idiot. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you all join us next week. I think I said it was Imola next week. Yes, it is. March 10th, next Tuesday, 8 PM. You know where to find me on twitch.tv/DJ Dabosaurus. If you're not sure how to spell it, you can see my name in the gold on your screen right there. Or is it gold or yellow? I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you all next week in Imola. Good night.